one. Next up is Dolphins at Vikings. Vikings favored by 7.5, over under 44.5. So this opened at 9.5, now down to 7.5. Vikings short week after coming home from Seattle after that bad loss that looked like they could have had. And I was joking with Ryan on Tuesday that they got totally hosed by the officials on the field goal, on the blocked field goal. But so they come home kind of playing for their playoff lives, right? They're 6-1. They fired their offensive coordinator. Backs against the wall for the Vikings. Dolphins coming off that crazy win over the Patriots. The Dolphins, we, not you and me necessarily. I know I have all year. I've been looking, going, the Dolphins are bad, but the record is, the record isn't terrible. I mean, they're 7-6, right? I mean, they are what they are. Much as I've been thinking all year that they're bad, maybe they're not. And with Tannehill, they've been better. I mean, they struggled more with Osweiler, but they're 5-3 with Tannehill. He's got a little bit of an ankle issue, but it seems like he's going to play. I don't know. Like, are the Dolphins? They're better than I think they are, or have thought they are. But are they good enough to keep this really close or even win in Minnesota?
Yeah, I think they're good enough to keep it close. 2-game wins. We talked last week about that Patriots game, and the Patriots have lost. Now have lost 5 of 6 the last 6 times they played Miami. They've lost 5 of them, and it's just a tough place for them to play. But so obviously the Dolphins, I feel like they have confidence with that game at home versus the Patriots. And yeah, they got really lucky to win that game because of the Miami Miracle. But still, the fact they're close with them kind of leads you to believe, well, and the Patriots probably are the best team in the AFC, or one of the top 2. Or maybe now, I guess with the Chargers, they'd be the top 3. But Tannehill has been pretty good. I mean, he's got pretty good stats. 67% of his passes he's completing, 16 touchdowns against 6 picks, 8 yards per attempt, which is the best of his career. So, and he's no matter what we think about quarterback wins, he's still won 12 of his last 16 starts. So maybe we should think about changing how we think about Tannehill as a kind of a guy who's not very good to maybe he's a guy who's average, at least average. Maybe he's better than average. And with this week, it's tough with the Vikings. Short week, like you said, kind of a heartbreaking way they lost last week. It feels like they should have had a chance to win that game, and the referees kind of took it away from them with that field goal block. I don't know. I don't think either of these teams are that good. But I like the Dolphins here just because. Was it 7.5? You said it was 8. When we
got 7.5. It actually opened at 9, and we got it 7. It's 7.5 now. You and I got the Dolphins at 7.
Let me see what I picked straight up.
We got them at 7. That seems terrible since it opened at 9.5. I didn't pick early enough since I want the Dolphins.
I have it at 7, yeah. But I have Minnesota over Miami straight up. The Dolphins against the spread. I think the Dolphins deserve a little bit less of a spread than that. So I'm going with Miami.
Yeah, I'm going to go with them against the spread too. I think, look, I have been on the Vikings bandwagon almost all year, and it's time for me to admit they're just not as good as I thought. Also, the offensive coordinator change, like, I don't know if it's the right move, and I don't know if it's going to work. Sometimes things like this work in the middle of the season, but it seems like the change was made because Zimmer didn't think they're running enough. And I don't know if they're good enough to run enough. I think Dalvin Cook's really good. I think the offensive line's bad. So this team's now with Thielen and Diggs and whatever you think I think Kirk Cousins is fine. I mean, he's maybe not, I know the guys on Monday Night Football were beating him up the other night saying, hey, maybe he's not worth his money. Okay, I don't know, maybe. I mean, you're worth what you get paid, but like he's not one of the top 5 quarterbacks in the league, which is what he's being paid like. But yeah. I think he's good enough to help you win. Like, I think he's slightly above average if I had to categorize him. And now they want to take their bad offensive line and pound the rock. I don't know if that's the best move either. I guess we'll see. But I don't think the Vikings are enough. I think they're a little better than the Dolphins. I don't think they're better enough that I want to give a touchdown or more.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. I feel the same way.
All right. So right now, NFLPickwatch.com, we have got 60% of the experts going the Vikings, giving the points. But 56% of the fans are taking the Dolphins with the points. The fans are with us, Josh.
Yeah, that's pretty. 60% of the experts is a little. I would have thought it would have been less than that to go with the Vikings.
Yep.